Gregg Popovich is arguably the most successful coach in NBA history. He's been the coach of the Spurs for lifetimes, it seems. He's even coached Team USA to several championships. With over a 22-year tenure as Spurs coach, you know it isn't just the players with Popovich. In fact, he's statistically the most winning coach in NBA history, and has won 5 titles already. When you think of the coach's personality, this is probably what comes to mind.
How can we coach now? How can we coach?
How can you be that professional in a suit that looks like that?
Well, I know you didn't get much sleep last night. Trying to brighten things up.
Maybe I'm not seeing the color correctly.
Well, Coach, Tony Parker, your floor leader tonight. Looks like you're struggling to score just 18 points.
Popovich has this upfront, direct, and in-your-face style that certainly contributes. Take a look here of him screaming at Leonard for not making a simple play. But what if I told you there was something you'll never see on the court that contributes to his success more than anything else? Team dinners? I mean, how could a dinner build dynasty? This is a team that's been a contender for years. They've dominated on the court and always been near the top every season. And that's true. What happens on the court is definitely the most important. The Spurs' foundation has come from the drafts and the players that they've found over the years. I mean, with a draft class like this over the last 10 years, how could you go wrong? But you see, that's where it all starts. Drafting good players doesn't just translate into championships. If that was true, then why did the Miami Heat only win 2 championships in 4 years? At the highest levels in all professional sports now, what you really need out of a coach is to be able to build a culture. This is why managers like John Gruden, Doc Rivers, and Jim Harbaugh are in such high demand. Popovich is not shy at all to destroy his players. Clips like these are more common than him patting them on the back. So how on earth does Popovich do it if he's ripping into them for committing a simple foul? Many wise men have said, your greatest strength is also your greatest weakness. This energy, intensity, and enthusiasm, it's part of who Popovich is. He demands everything of his players and will stop at nothing to bring out their best. He can tear them apart because he brings them together. To better understand Popovich, we have to go back decades to see where it all started. As a starting coach for a little school called Pomona Pitzer, Popovich lived right near the Napa Valley. Back then, this area had better wines than were seen in France, and Popovich was not shy with his love for wine. He would set up grandiose dinners, invite the team over for Thanksgiving, and make meals at the center of how the team came together. This held true to even his longer tenure in the NBA. In fact, even after the Spurs' devastating loss in the 2013 Game 6 of the NBA Finals, Popovich's first thought was to take the team right to dinner. They wouldn't win the finals that year, but because of this, and little things like this, the team stayed together and won the following June. Not only this, Popovich, who makes way less than his players, pays for the meals himself and is known to leave enormous tips. How could you not love a guy like this? This guy's capacity to bring people together is core to everything he does as coach. He obsesses over every little detail, even outside of the court. He's known for his enormous wine collection, and even for giving people wines based on their own individual characteristics matching those wines. To win at the highest level, you need playmakers. You need coaches on their game. You need to be making plays every single day. But these things alone will only get you so far. Most teams have all these things. So what you need is that extra flair, the trust, the camaraderie, the bonds between players where they leave it all out in the line every single night. And how do you bring that out of your players? You're able to push them beyond their limits because they trust you. They know that you have your back and you're there for them on and off the court. This happens in practice. This happens on the plains. But most importantly, this happens in team dinners. Can you name any other NBA coaches that you'd be expecting to play heads up with their team at a 3-star Michelin restaurant? This is who Popovich is. And what happens on the court, that's no accident. It's part of the culture that Popovich built starting at the team dinners.
Pass!